4 events down in the individual Quadrilla Marble League, and we have a mix of familiar faces and some underdogs towards the top of the standings. And here in Event 5, the Broken Beam, we have an event that tests a bit of a different skill set than what we've seen in the past few events. It's not a test of pure speed, instead it's a test of precision and of balance. We saw this event in the qualifiers. There are 3 sections to the Broken Beam. Each block in the first section gives you 1 point, the second section gives you 3 points, and the final section gives you 5 points. We'll show how it works when the event starts with Seabed, the defending champion 7 points clear of Candy Corn in second place, Sandstorm a further 2 points behind. It is close towards the top of the standings, but can anyone catch our defending champion? Blizzard and Rainforest will show us how it's done in the Broken Beam. They will swap over after this first run, and both of them make it to the final section, the third section. That is where the blocks are really spread apart. That is where it's really the big points can be won. And Blizzard does manage to beat Rainforest, who won this event last season. But Rainforest will have a chance to get back at them. It's not a bracket style event. There is no advancement in the Broken Beam. It is simply the total that you set across the two periods that gives you your score compared to everyone else. Rainforest goes off to the far side. That's not going to be good for them. Blizzard, though, much better than Rainforest in this period. Consistent effort across both their periods, and they get 135. That's a great total, great benchmark for everyone else to stack up to. Rainforest is only 60. That's a bit of a disappointment for our winner of this event last season. What can Rasher and Mozzarella do in the second heat? Rasher coming off a gold in funnel jumping. Going off to the near side. Mozzarella to the far side. But both of them can't make it past the second section. In fact, both of them just barely reached it. Only 16 points apiece. So both of them are going to have to dig deep and do something to get a great bounce back in the next period, because otherwise they are not going to be getting good scores in this event at all. Rasher, in fact, got dead last in this event last season. They do improve, does Mozzarella and Rasher, both of them once again getting very similar scores, going off to the far side, but both of them cannot make it far into the third zone. So 40 points for Mozzarella in the second period, 34 for Rasher. Both of them slot into third and fourth respectively, behind Blizzard and Rainforest. They're close to Rainforest, but no one is even close in the same zip code as Blizzard. 135 points for Blizzard, or over double anyone else. What can Neptune and Mystic Orb do in the third heat? Neptune goes off to the near side fairly early before the yellow block. Mystic Orb, though, gets well into the third zone. That's going to be good for them. That's pretty much the second time only all event we're seeing that happen with a different marble. And Mystic Orb, 65 points. They are trying to challenge Blizzard at the top, but Blizzard very consistent across their 2 periods. Mystic Orb is going to need to get a very similar score in their second period to challenge. Neptune also trying to improve. Mystic Orb goes off to the far side very early. They will not catch Blizzard. Neptune does improve, I think, just barely ahead of their first run. Consistent effort across both their 2 periods, but very mediocre. 65 points is still somehow good enough for third place, and Mystic Orb slots well into second with 81. But Blizzard still over 50 points clear of anyone else. What can Sandstorm and Void do in the fourth period? Sandstorm goes off very early to the near side, and Void cannot do much better. That's going to be terrible for Sandstorm. I think just barely crossing the end of the first zone. Just 10 points for Sandstorm. Void is better, but not by much. Just 19 points for them. And neither are looking good in the Broken Beam. They're going to need to get big points to salvage anything in this event. This time Void in the front, and Sandstorm, they're going all the way to the end, and Sandstorm, great bounce back after an atrocious first period. They will be our first finisher in the Broken Beam. That's a full 90 points in the second period. So that's going to be 100 points. Second place for Sandstorm. Void matches what they did in the first period, so it's only going to be 38 and dead last. Very disappointing for the marble that got the win in the Broken Beam in the qualifiers. But Blizzard still 35 points clear of Sandstorm, who slots into second place. That's great news for a marble in third place in the championship right now. And speaking of marbles high up in the standings, Seabed is in this one, our championship leader, and Cobra, who got 16th in the championship. And Cobra does make it all the way to the end. Meanwhile, Seabed goes off to the far side. So our second finisher in this event is Cobra, and this time they do it in the first period. That's going to be good news for them. They are sitting all the way down at the bottom of the standings. If with a good second period here, they could be eyeing their first medal of the season. Meanwhile, Seabed Nightmare run for them in just 22 points. They're going to need to dig deep, especially with Sandstorm currently sitting in second place. This time Cobra in the front, Seabed in the back. What can Cobra do? Seabed goes off to the far side. Cobra is going all the way to the end, and that's the perfect score, our first perfect score we've seen in the Broken Beam. 90 points in both the two periods. That is going to be 180 points, clearing the record set by Void in the qualifiers. And that is going to be unbeatable. 180 points. They are going to secure the gold unless anyone else can do the exact same thing and force a tiebreaker. Cobra, the marble at the bottom of the standings, just lay down the gauntlet here in the Broken Beam. What can Tarzan and Ecto do to follow up with that? Will both of them go off to the far side, pretty much at the same part of the course? That's not going to be great from either of them. Just 28 points for Tarzan and Ecto. Both of them currently sitting at the bottom of the standings. In the event, provisionally, they need to get good points to get out of it. Ecto and Tarzan. It'll just be 10 points to clear Seabed and Void, who are tied at 38 points at the bottom. And Ecto does beat Tarzan, both of them going to the near side this time, clearing the yellow block, so they do improve, but not by that much. It's going to be mediocre scores for both these two marbles. Ecto does slot into 5th place with that 45-71 total, but Tarzan 9th out of 12. Pretty disappointing for a marble that has done so well in the past few seasons. Not great this season so far in the first 5 events, but Cobra sits at the top of the standings with a 12 of runners done, just 4 to go to usurp them of that top spot. Bluetail and Goop now in the penultimate heat. Goop from the back crosses Bluetail, looking very racy in this Broken Beam event. It doesn't really matter how fast you descend down the beam, it matters how far you get through it. Goop only manages 40 points, Bluetail only 37. So, mediocre from both of them. Can they bounce back in the second period? Neither of them have any chance of catching Cobra, who's sitting pretty with that 180 at the top of the standings. This time, much better from Goop and Bluetail, and Goop makes it to the end. Bluetail almost does the same. That's going to be good for both of them. Full 90 for Goop and just 85 for Bluetail. And Goop does slot into 3rd place, just 5 points behind Blizzard in 2nd. Bluetail will be missing the podium. Be thinking what could have been from that first run. But now in the final runner, Cobra is guaranteed a podium. It was likely going to be gold unless any of these two can challenge. Candy Corn and Casper. Candy Corn is close, but they're not going to get there. Candy Corn will not get there. Casper nowhere close, and that will secure the gold medal for Cobra. Great performance for them from the bottom of the standings, but Candy Corn is still eyeing up a medal. 85 points here with a good second period. They can contest for that 2nd place position. This time Casper in front, Candy Corn in the back. Candy Corn with Seabed tanking in this event. This is a great opportunity for them to retake the championship lead. Candy Corn not great for them. Casper as well. Opposite sides, but not crossing the yellow block for both. So I'm not sure if this will be enough to get the podium for Candy Corn. It definitely won't for Casper. It's going to be just 5th place for Candy Corn. Still will be enough to take the championship lead, but they'll be thinking what could have been. They could have been on that podium. But who's on that podium? It's Cobra with their first medal of the season, and it's gold, sitting in the bottom of the standings coming to this event. They're going to rise out of it for sure, with Blizzard and Goop also doing good enough to round out the podium. So after the Broken Beam, Candy Corn retakes the lead in the standings ahead of Seabed, 3 points clear, and Sandstorm ties Seabed on points as well. Bluetail and Blizzard also tied on 56. It is 7 points between 1st and 5th right now, so the standings have really closed up after the last event. The next event will be the first brand new event of the season, the Sprint Shootout, and we will return with the whole shot cross.